Hello, hello, my magical friends. This is Witchful Ways and another podcast episode. So, we are heading into the season of cheer and joy and peace and all that goodness, right? We're headed into the holiday season. We are on the Monday before Thanksgiving in the States, and that kicks off our Yule and Christmas seasonal celebration and New Year seasonal celebration, right? It's going to be different this year. It's going to be different in a lot of different ways. There are some of us that are not having the celebrations, right? If you're away from family and you're not traveling to family, or if you're the one that usually hosts family and the gatherings and you're deciding not to do that. However, it is that it's changed. It has changed. And we thought things were stressful before. And then we go, well, you know what? If I'm not having the celebrations, it becomes less stressful. And sometimes that isn't always the case. Sometimes it becomes a little bit more stressful even because if you do the Yule gifts exchange or you celebrate Christmas, in my family, we celebrate both. So if you do those gift exchanges and if you have kids where Santa is going to be, visiting, you still have to do that shopping. And who wants to do that with getting out there? With all the possibilities of stuff that's happening in the world right now. So there's like all this stress of, okay, I've got to put myself out there and get out into, mainstream shopping where I may be exposed to something. And if you have underlying health issues and things like that, it becomes a great concern, right? So you have that. And then you have, okay, now people aren't coming together. So I'm missing that connection. Now people aren't coming together and maybe this was the only time you saw your brother, right? Every year was on Christmas. And now that's not going to happen. There's stress of, okay, I still want to send gifts out. So now I've got to get all my supplies together and I'm not used to shipping and I've got to get everything sent out and make sure that it gets there before Yule or Christmas, right? So there's a whole new set of stress that comes with basically the change. Anytime there's change, there's stress. It's just kind of hand in hand. So let's talk about some of the things that you can do for this season to help reduce the stress. The first thing that I want to talk about is the invitation to let go of tradition. So when we have to think outside the box and be creative about situations, issues, and circumstances, new traditions emerge. And sometimes those traditions can be amazing. So, for example, let's say that your family normally does gift exchange for Yule and or Christmas, whichever you celebrate. And this year it's a financial hardship for a lot of people. So not only maybe I still want to exchange gifts and I want to give, but those people that used to be able to give aren't going to be able to do that this year. So again, that's an added stress, right? So let's switch it up and go, you know what? Let's start a new tradition, or maybe let's just do this for this year and see how it goes. But let's just do handmade items. How much fun, right? Even if you know that other person is going to, love your picture, paint by number picture, whatever that you decided to give to them for only a short amount of time, it's still something that you've created. And I bet that they're going to have better reception to that than they would of something that you could go out and purchase for them and just give to them for the purpose of just having something to give. Right? When you have to sit and you have to think about, what does this person like? It's not being in a busy store and going, oh, this is really cool. I like this smell and she'll like it too. Or, this is a really cool kitchen gadget that I'm sure she doesn't have or he doesn't have. So let's do this. When you have to really sit and think about somebody's likes and dislikes and what they do during their day and how can you enhance that, you get a whole different perspective of what that person is about. It gives you a totally different connection, even for a short amount of time. And then when you have to go and do your handmade whatever it is, you put your creative goodness into it, right? You put all those like loving vibes into it. You put all those I'm thinking about you magic into it so that when you gift it, it's really something very special that you have offered to somebody else for them to accept and receive. So it can be an amazing thing. Now, I know, like myself, some of us aren't really creative when it comes to things, right? But there are plenty of different things that you can put together, small things that you can do and create. Even if it's writing, poems or finding a picture that you go, you know what, this person really loves cardinals. So I found this beautiful picture and I'm going to create a, shellac hanging for the wall, put that picture on a piece of wood and shellac it down and make it a wall hanging, right? Like those things make you get more in touch with your own creative energies, with the energies and the connection that you have with that person. And it just expands it even more. And then when it comes to gift giving, not only is it oh my gosh, I can't believe you know this about me, or oh my gosh, I can't believe that you remembered that I love this, or oh my gosh, this is hideous, but I love it so much, right? There's the laughter that comes about with it. There's the opening of not only the gifts, but an opening of communication. And again, enhancement of that connection because of that. So it's a wonderful thing even to add into just your own personal family, right? Your spouse or partner and kids, or if you have a certain, family members that get together all the time, or a group of best friends, or your sister circle, or whatever it is, it can be an amazing way to connect with other people. We did this on a retreat a couple years ago, and it was really fun. We had probably the best time doing that gift exchange of handmade items. And we also put a dollar limit on it. So we had $7. You could not spend more than $7 for the supplies or the items that you were creating your gift with. It became an amazing thing to do. And I still have that hideous gift that I was given, and I love it more and more every time that the holiday season comes around and I go, this was an amazing thing to do. So if it's a financial aspect burden, you can kind of release some of that by going, you know what, let's think out of the box. Let's think of a different way that we can do things. Maybe we don't have to, do a gift exchange at all. Let's just pick cards. Let's make cards. Let's decide we're not doing any of that, and let's just sit down and write letters to each other, right? That's amazing. Could you imagine getting letters from those that you love the most? Because obviously those will be the people that would be around you during the holidays, right? And letting them tell you anything that they want to tell you or express to you in a letter that you get to read on your own time. You don't have to read it out loud or anything. You collect your letters and you read them later by yourself. And you really learn about what other people have in their stories about you, right? So even that's a way that you can do it. If you do the whole gathering with foods and you normally do the entire spread for everyone, ask everyone to bring something instead. Lighten the burden for yourself, because being stressed out in the holidays is never fun. But when you realize and recognize the things that you can do to relieve some of that stress, the holidays become kid-like fun again, right? You become excited to give your stuff that you created. Do you remember being a kid and making a macaroni necklace or something like that in art school for your mom and or dad for Christmas? And you couldn't wait to give it to them, right? You couldn't wait to see their reaction of what you gifted them with. We're bringing it back to that. And I think that would be an amazing thing. So there's one way, if it's a financial aspect, right? So let's talk about magically. What can you do magically to support yourself? Well, first off, making sure that you have that me time, making sure that you take the time during this upcoming stressful season to be able to sit back and go, okay, this is what I need. I need 5 minutes to myself just to drink my cup of whatever and look out the window at the falling snow or the birds flying or, whatever it is that brings you a little bit of solitude and release. There are wonderful apps that you can use like Calm and Aura that have 3-minute meditations. You don't have to be in a calm mind. Remember, this is just something that you listen to for the 3 minutes. And that just means that you've stopped and you have spent that time doing something. Even if your mind wandered all over the place in those 3 minutes, it still allowed you that. And as you do those 3 minutes more continuously and consistently, you're going to notice that the mind calms each time and go, okay, this is my 3 minutes to just believe that I am connected, right? You can also burn your bay leaves. So when you get stressed out, bay leaves, when you burn them, actually has a calming effect, okay? So if you take a bay leaf, and we all have them in our cabinets and cupboards a lot of times, I guess maybe not all of us, but a lot of us, I think, have them in our cabinets and cupboards. You write on that bay leaf. You write on it something that, if it's stress, you write that on there. If it's, anxiety, you write that on there. Whatever it is that you need to release. Or you don't even have to take it that far. Take your bay leaf, put it in the palms of your hands, bring it up to your heart center like that namaste, right? Pose. And just know, I'm releasing the stress. In this moment, I am releasing the stress. I'm releasing the overthinking. I'm releasing the need for perfection. Right? And then you put that bay leaf to flame and you let it release into universal flow. And you'd be surprised at how just doing something so simple like that will also just kind of give you a feeling of, okay, I'm a little bit lighter. Remember, got to slump our shoulders a little bit, take that stress away from our shoulders a little bit, right? Because that's where a lot of us carry it. So those are things you can do. The other thing that I want to say, which is really helpful in my home, is that I have the pot of boiling water. I have a big stock pot that I keep full of water, and I put, when I eat oranges or when I use lemons for my lemon juice, I keep cinnamon sticks, right, that are thrown in there. You get all those mulling spices and things thrown in there, and you boil that. And it brings your entire home, that fragrance into your entire home. And if you are putting intent into the ingredients that you're putting into your little pot there that you're boiling, you're adding magic to your entire home. Right? Little things that you can do. But the main thing that you can do is remember that you don't need to be perfect. Remember that these are changing times that nobody has been through before that's alive right now, right? That is in your probably immediate family. Nobody has been through a COVID-19 pandemic before. So whatever you decide that is right for you and your family going into this time, know that it's right. Know that you have that right to choose and go, you know what? This is what we're doing. And this is going to be amazing. And I bet you that it probably is going to be amazing that way. Always making sure that you are taking your mundane tasks and adding your magical support to it. Marrying those two together brings you to a whole different level of living, right? That's what we call living a magical life every day. So hopefully these little tips have helped calm and reassure, right? To go, whatever it is what it is. And that's going to be perfect for this year. And you might come up with some amazing new traditions that carry on. Bring us back to a center of, this is about coming together. This is about harmonizing. This is about relating to the connection that we have with each other, and all one source God, whatever it is that you call it. Okay. If you have any other amazing tips, make sure that you hop on over to the Facebook group, which is Living a Magical Life, and share them with us because I would love to hear them as well.